Yo. What it do?
Hey.
It's the Man. Sports Podcast, and we back at you with another episode, man.
Hey, y'all know how we doing it. You know we come with the hot topics, man.
That's right.
Hey, it's been a lot going on. Ain't that right, Mr. Man?
Yes, sir, it has been, man. We got a lot to talk about, man, and I can't wait to get into it, man. Hopefully, Josh got some sense today.
Hey. I got sense every day.
Every day.
Every day. You know what I mean? I got sense every day.
We gonna see.
Hopefully, Mr. Man has some good topics today. You know, we see what he know what he talking about
I'm just
today.
gonna come with the truth, man.
Hey. I hear you, man. Hey, but you know, it's been a lot going on in the world today. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna bring up one name, and then you.
Hold on.
We can talk 2 hours about that.
Hold on.
I got you. Go ahead.
Hold
man.
on.
Go ahead.
Before we get into any topics, man.
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
That wasn't the topic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to make sure you're okay, man. I'm glad to know you're doing all right, man.
Oh, yeah. Everything good. You know, seen the white light, but, you know, I had to come back. I was like, well, I ain't ready. I got a couple more years.
Yes, sir.
You know, I ain't ready to go there yet.
Thank God, man. Let's
you know
go.
what I'm saying? So, you know, but yeah. Glad to be here, man. You
Absolutely.
know, doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. All the prayers and lookouts for everybody.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
man.
Hey, appreciate it.
Hey, shout out to all the fans, man, that's coming in, supporting us, critiquing our podcast and giving us feedback. We really appreciate it, man. We want to continue to improve for you all. Mm-hmm. Just keep supporting us, man. We really love y'all. Appreciate
y'all.
Hey,
that positive feedback, too.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love every bit of it. And you know what? Make sure y'all keep commenting down below. You know what I mean? Because we do look at y'all comments,
Absolutely.
You know, and we reflect on it. So don't think that your comments you just comment.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah. But back to what I was saying. The one of the names that's been kind of coming up in the last, what it was, maybe like 2 weeks or so. Probably the last 2 weeks, and this is our first topic. But man, what you thinking about the Dylan Brooks guy? like it went from I'm hardcore, you know what I'm saying, I'm the man, to I ain't got no job.
You know. Look, I ain't gonna let. Look, man. Look, I'm all about supporting black men working hard, but don't say that, man.
Hey, I was just saying, he got no job now. He wanted to poke the bill, now he can't poke a timestamp.
I think he used the age-old tactic that backfired. He tried to be that pest, and it backfired. You know what I mean? And what hurt him is what he wasn't able to back any of that talk up. You know, and I think that's what hurt him. So I think hopefully he can get his mind right, because he played in the NBA. Let's give him credit for that. So he has some sort of value to give to a team. It's just not in the way he tried to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, and then another thing that's been happening too, man, since we played a little bit of around the nation kind of catch up here, is, man, it seems like every head coach that's won a championship in the last 4-5 years has been getting fired.
Man,
man.
I don't understand it, man. Was it Budenholzer that just got fired from the Bucks?
Breaking news, yeah.
Come on, I don't get that. Y'all was 2 or 3 years removed from the NBA championship. Y'all still make the playoffs. I don't understand that move.
I mean,
I don't understand it.
Now, one thing I don't get is if a coach got you there, why you think he can't get you back?
Well, that's my point. You're going to have ups and downs in any type of relationship, whether it's business, whether it's personal, any kind of type of relationship where you have to be around people all the time and build some sort of camaraderie. You're going to have highs and lows. Think about Greg Popovich.
Yeah,
they're down in the dumps.
They under the
dump. but because of his history with the Spurs, he's still there. I mean, you can't always go.
Now that is a little different.
But come on now, man.
The
man brought them a championship, though.
The guy invented basketball. So, like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you firing Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not. That's not okay. We're not gonna take it that far.
Oh, what I'm just saying. I mean,
but the guys that's been getting fired were quality head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you had Toronto head coach, you had Lakers head coach, and you have Milwaukee. But I think a lot to do with that is just the pressure of the new age, man. But hey, it is what it is, man. But what else been going on, man?
Man, baseball's getting ready to start.
It's already started, man.
My home team Braves are looking pretty good. I love that.
For now.
For now. However, but what we really need to talk about before we get into these topics is the bet that we have.
Oh, yeah, we do. We do need to
We
talk
got a
about
bet.
that. So, in other words, what Mr. Mann is bringing up to the fans, we have a bet coming up. I ain't going to make it too complicated, but I betted that the Lakers will make it past the second round, which you're looking pretty good right now, but I ain't going to get into that. Make it past the second round. Mr. Mann said they wouldn't.
They will not make it past the second round.
And he's wearing what you can win right here. Right here. Show him. The lovely shirt right there made out of real sheepskin, right? This is real quality stuff right here. We ain't talking about, the...
Shout out to Miss Jess Savage. Appreciate the shirt.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. We ain't talking about, no cheap stuff that you got off the side of a corner side of the street. You know what I mean? We talking about the real deal Holyfield type stuff right here. But, yeah, so we got a bet. So, only thing you got to do, and we'll come out with another video, but the only thing you got to do is just comment my name up under the video or running name for who you're voting for.
Right.
All right? And that's it. That's the only thing you got to do to win this lovely shirt, this lovely man-to-man podcast shirt. And you know what? We might have one more thing for you as a surprise because we got something else coming out too. So make sure you comment my name.
If you think the Lakers are going past second round.
I said make sure you comment my name. You know what I'm saying? Because he going to lose. You don't want to comment
If they're not going to make it past the second round, put my name up under there. And then we'll pick a winner from whoever wins.
Yep. From whoever wins, we'll put them in a little survey, little drawing there, and choose from there. So make sure y'all tune in. So that brings us to our first topic.
Oh, let's get into it.
All right, so our first topic, and I'm gonna ask you, Mr. Mann.
Okay.
KD.
Yes.
With the Phoenix Suns and the Nuggets series, do you feel like if he's swept by the Nuggets, Joker and the Nuggets, do you feel like his legacy will be hurt, will be kind of tarnished? How do you feel his legacy would actually take a overall dent to or whatever if he were to be swept by the Nuggets?
If he gets swept, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
You go ahead and say. I know what I'm saying.
This is the thing, and I'm gonna be honest. I think his legacy is tarnished just a little bit. Anyway, being swept by the Nuggets will add to that image or that tink in the armor a little bit, only because of the situation of how he left the Thunder and went to the best team in the league and won a championship there. However, that doesn't take away from him as a player. Great player, great scorer. I think he can contribute to any team, but I think the question that will always be over his head, over his career, of how he won his championship. Even though he won a championship, a win is a win, as they say, right? I think the legacy part of it will be always questioned because of how he left the Thunder, went to Golden State and won championships there. Because most of the times when you go win a championship, is usually in a way that it's not obvious.
So you saying that it will be tarnished or it won't be tarnished?
It will add to its already tarnished. I think it's tarnished a little bit anyway.
Okay, all right. I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah, I disagree. I feel like KD. I feel like his legacy is going to be what it is. He is a ball player. That's what he's going to do. So if he gets swept, you know what I'm saying? That tells you just because people get together, that don't mean that they're going to win.
Well,
you know what
that's
I'm
a fact.
Now, you know what I mean? So And that I can use that for other conversations now. But but like just because you get with CP3, Devin Booker, and KD, and everybody think you're gonna automatically go to the championship, that's not gonna happen. You still have to play ball. You still have to come together as a team.
All right.
You know what I mean? So my thing is this: he's a great ball player. You know what I'm saying? He can go wherever he wants to go. But KD, you got to look at it like this. When we look at KD and we look at somebody else that's in the top 5 all time, you look at them you look at those two differently, right? Like whichever player that you choose in the top 5 and KD, you look at those players differently. Like it's different pressure. Nobody actually goes out and say, hey, KD has to, at the start of the beginning of the season, KD has to win a championship. KD has to do this. KD has to do that, right? They always say, oh, KD is one of the greatest scorers of all time. He goes out there and plays ball.
Will he be in the top 5 by the end of his career?
No.
No?
No. He won't. What you think he would?
Of course.
So you got him on a Mount Rushmore?
I don't know about the Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore is top 4. Yeah. Top 4, but...
he got to jump people, right?
Yeah. Who? Dang.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly my point.
Who
KD wouldn't be. And now I might say top 10, yes, but top 5, no. So who you kicking off? Like, so say I'm gonna just throw some random names out there.
Okay.
Right? All right. So it ain't gonna be. This ain't really my top 5, but
yeah.
I'm just throwing some names out there. So say you got. Obviously, everybody know MJ, LeBron James, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, and then let's say for the 5th one we have Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show love to Kobe. But
my guy.
Who are you kicking out?
And
to put KD in there.
If anybody, I'd probably throw Wilt out.
How you gonna throw it out? The man with the most unstoppable hook. Like, how you gonna throw that out? And the championships he won.
I know, but
how you gonna throw that? How you gonna throw that out?
Not just because the kind of score KD. I mean, not just the scoring, but the impact that KD can bring to a team. Now, it didn't show that well in Brooklyn.
Hold up. Wait 1 minute.
Listen,
we're not
man.
just going to go past that.
Listen, man.
No. The impact he could bring to a team.
He can bring to a team.
Achilles. That's it.
Look, when that young core was at OKC,
okay,
they were great. The only problem is they were young. And everybody kind of wanted – well, not everybody because KD left first, but it's kind of like they branched out.
Now, before you continue that, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to say this 5-second thing. If he would have continued with OKC and he would have won championships, I would see where you're going. But go ahead.
Well, to that point, that's the point. I think the problem I always have with guys, and I'm not – dogging them for going to get their money or trying to go chase the ring. That's what you're supposed to do. However, I think the league in all sports is what have you done for me lately? Like if you don't do anything in the first 3 to 4 years,
okay,
you're willing to blow it up and start from scratch. And that's how teams like the Phoenix Suns always starting over because they build pieces, they get pieces, then all of a sudden they can't get over the hump. Then somebody leaves and then they start over again, and that's why you have a situation like KD going to the Golden State Warriors, an already established team winning the championship. I just think investments, when you make an investment in the team, I think people jump ship because they want to see a return on that investment really quick. But nowadays, you could probably see that quicker because the talent coming out of college and even high school is a lot better back then than it was back then. And I think you can see a return on your investment faster now if people are willing to stay and play. But KD didn't do that in that situation. And I think that core with James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and KD, that core would have stayed together maybe a year or two more. I think you probably would have seen them back again and possibly even win a championship. So I think the legacy for Kevin Durant is a little tainted, not because he left OKC is because he left OKC to a greater team.
I think that's just KD. I just think we just have to, respect what he want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, if you ask 100 people,
Mm-hmm.
99 of them say they wouldn't do what he did. But
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? Like my thing is this: you just have to respect that's just him. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that's why I say it ain't tournaments because he's just coming to play ball. That's why I say it's two different standards that we hold. Like in the league right now, LeBron James,
Mm-hmm.
KD, even Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
You hold Steph Curry and LeBron James to a different standard than you do, especially when you're talking about winning. We're not just talking about just playing ball. When you're talking about winning and winning championships and winning on the biggest stage, you talk about Steph Curry, you talk about LeBron James. You don't really talk about KD. You talk about, hey, KD can do that, yes. But you don't. KD just want to go out there and play ball. And that's what he's been telling us.
Well, I understand that, but I think that's the tarnishment of it. It's not. I don't think it's a bad thing. That's why I say it's a small one. I think the way it looks is just what people have a problem with, because even though he got championships, he got scoring titles, he got MVPs.
I don't count the championships, but go ahead.
But see, that's my point.
I don't count them.
You see, that's my point. So the tarnishment.
I ain't saying he tarnished.
Yeah.
I just can't do that. I can't, as a competitor, right? I can't go to a team that's, you know what I mean? I can't do that.
Well,
but that's why I say you just have to understand.
That's to that point. That's to that point. Because he went to that specific team, Golden State, that's, that question will always be over his career, regardless of when he says, I just want to play ball.
Has he won any championships anywhere else?
No.
Oh.
But I'm just saying that's why I feel like it's a little bit tarnished, because that question will always be, because years later when because you're gonna be an older head sooner or later.
Alrighty then.
So when the conversations comes up about the younger players, younger people come up and talking about KD and how he was back then, you're gonna be able to. One of the things you're gonna bring up, all the older heads at that time gonna bring up, is he left OKC to go to State. So there's always gonna be a question. And
well,
even though
if he doesn't win another championship, then that's gonna be the biggest thing you're gonna be able to talk to him about. Think about it.
Well, that's my point.
It's almost like CP3. Every time he go on the big stage, you get hurt.
Well, see, that's my point, because if he would have won in OKC, let's say he beat Miami and OKC that year, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then went to Golden State. Then it wouldn't have been that much as a question, because he would have delivered. But because he left OKC, now if he would have went to any other team outside of Golden State, it probably wouldn't have been as bad. But he went to
it wouldn't have been bad at all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He went to a championship contender off the rip.
No, a season record breaking team that only they lost like 9 games or something.
Yeah.
Something crazy, and can't get respect. No, I'm not respect.
Well, that's the point of. That's why I'm saying his record. His image is not. I get what your point is. He don't care about none of that stuff. He just want to play.
That's why I say it ain't tarnished.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But he ain't looking at that. But guys like us, the commentators,
I ain't looking at it like that.
We're gonna talk about him leaving, going to that championship caliber all-star team he had in Golden State.
Well, not only that though, I'm gonna also look at what he did before he went to OKC.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not OKC, but before he went to the Warriors,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna look at after he left the Warriors, what he did.
When he went to Brooklyn,
there, ain't it?
well, Brooklyn was a disaster.
You could almost say he's almost 4 years or 5 years away from being a Greg Oden.
Oh, because of injuries?
Yep.
Mm.
Think about it now.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
I'm just saying.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm just saying.
And who's to say? Greg Oden was okay, but I don't know if he would have been great in the NBA.
Greg Oden was 48 and everybody was 19.
I don't know if he would have been great. But he was okay. But KD is a different caliber player, and I think that's what the biggest problem is with most people who looks at that situation, him going to OKC to Golden State, is because the caliber player he was going to Golden State. I think it was unfair.
Not question.
Unfair, yeah.
Now, since we're talking about KD and the Phoenix Suns, do you think they get past the Nuggets?
I don't
Just you know.
I don't know, man.
You
Because
don't-
look,
you don't gotta
look.
take 30 seconds.
Listen. I said that Denver was the dark horse, and I also said that Phoenix adding KD looks serious. However, it didn't show in Game 1. It didn't show in Game 1. But Denver looks like they finally finna get over that hump. Because Jamal,
They gonna get over that one. Yeah, because that CP3 hurt. Devin Booker, he ain't gonna be able to win the team.
but
And
Jamal Murray is playing like Jamal Murray of the bubble, and we get contribution from my boy Aaron Gordon.
we getting comfortable.
I'm just
you Denver Nuggets now?
No, I ain't saying
Are
that.
you Denver Nuggets now? That's what you trying to say?
I did say we didn't.
Yeah, you did say we now.
I must think they're
You a
gonna win.
Nugget? You a Nugget now?
I believe they're gonna win.
You a Nugget now?
I believe they're gonna
all
win.
right.
I really do. They got a better chance. I think they got a better
think they gonna
chance.
win. I think they're gonna win this series because of all that stuff they got going on. They're gonna win this series, and I think they are gonna sweep them though.
I don't know about a sweep. I don't think it's gonna be sweet.
You don't think it'll be sweet?
No, I don't think it'll be sweet.
You don't think it'll be sweet?
I think it's gonna get at least one
How
game.
many points did they score in the last game?
They got beat convincingly, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
No. How many points did they score in the last game?
I can't remember.
It was like 87, 82 points, somewhere around there.
Yeah, but
And you got, and CP3 is going to be out for game 3, 4, and 5.
if that's the case, then yeah, the Nuggets are going to win. But they are getting contributions from Jeff Green, old head, Aaron Gordon.
But Jeff Green has now he is a solidified bench player.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Ever since he had a little heart situation and he came
Most
back
definitely.
and whatever.
Jeff Green is legit.
Like every team he's been on,
Yeah, he's
coming off the bench,
solid.
Like
Yeah, legit.
he's gave minutes and real good minutes and been
Absolutely.
consistent with that.
Absolutely.
But I think everybody was talking about the Phoenix Suns and Denver Nuggets and how the Phoenix Suns can do this, but to be honest, I think the Phoenix Suns are overrated.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
don't think
They're
they're
down
overrated.
0-2. That seems
I
like
don't think they're
overrated to me.
I don't think they're overrated. I think they just
This ain't you ain't talking about the Golden State Warriors where they just gonna come back. No, it's not gonna happen.
but they got the team to come back though.
Who?
Phoenix. They got a solid team. They still got a solid team even without CP3. They're not as good without CP3.
They gave up the solid team to Brooklyn.
But I'm just saying they still
most of these players that was gonna help them come back was on Brooklyn right now.
I still think they're gonna get at least one game. They're not gonna get swept. They're gonna get at least one game. At least one game.
You want a bit of Diet Coke on it?
No Diet Coke for me.
Hey,
I'm on my water, y'all.
Hey, I'm just saying. But hey, make sure that y'all stay tuned in. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about this this bet that we got. Make sure y'all comment down
Team
below.
Ronnie.
Nah, Team Nate. Cause y'all know Ronnie just be talking.
Team Mr.
He's
Man.
jabbering. It took him a while just to match the hat with the shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, hey, so make sure you Team Nate. We gonna go at it. We're gonna win the shirt. You know what I'm saying? He gotta pay for it. We're gonna pull his wallet out. But make sure y'all follow, like, subscribe, share to your other friend, share to your other friend,
Stay
your
tuned,
cousin,
please.
your mama, your daddy. If you don't have Facebook, make them a Facebook and share it also. Hey, but stay tuned. Keep checking us out. We out.
Man to man.
I made the outro. Yo, it's the Man
The man.
Sports Podcast. You know how we doing it. You know how we coming. You know what I'm saying? My brother over here, he seen the light. He's too much focusing on the light in that water, man. You can't even get it out, man. Had a stuff like Chuck over there. Like, come on, man.
Well, we're some clowns around here, man.
Hey, get it together, Ronnie. Get it together, man. All right.
Let's
Anyways, y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we coming. Hey, make sure y'all tune in for the contest. We'll tell y'all more about it at the end of the episode. So make sure y'all tune in on that note. But hey, Ronnie.
Team
hey,
Mr. Man.
Man.
Team Mr. Man.
It's Team Nate. It ain't no Team Nate.
Okay.
No Team Nate. Anyways. So in the East, man,
Mm-hmm.
since Milwaukee is out of it,
Yes.
which I think a lot of people had them going to the championship,
Yeah.
So that's a disappointment in their eyes, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you have coming out the East now?
Be honest, I'm gonna have to change it up because I made a mistake on the last episode. I thought Jaylen Brown was out for Boston. But that's
Insider information, man.
so. Being that I don't see 76ers, I don't think 76ers are gonna make it regardless of what goes on. So it's either Boston or Miami. Miami's gonna probably be the sleeper, but I think Boston is finally gonna come out of the East again. Because I really thought Jaylen Brown was out, but it seemed that he's still Jaylen Brown and balling like Jaylen Brown. Tatum's gonna give you what he's gonna give you. Marcus Smart's gonna give you what he's gonna give you, and they got a great and smart coach. I really think Boston is probably the most complete team in the East, and I think they're gonna come out of the East.
I wouldn't say you're right, but that's never the case. So my thing is this.
Hating, man.
My thing is this. Boston will fall.
To who?
Boston will fall. Let me
To
finish.
who, man?
Let me finish. Let me finish, Mr. Man. Let me finish. Boston will fall. 76ers will fall. The Knicks will fall.
So Miami.
You get my drift there. Jimmy Buckets, baby. Playoff Jimmy Buckets, man. Ain't nobody seeing them. Like, they barely lost, I think it was last night or the night before, to the Knicks without Jimmy.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was shooting birds as he left the arena. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody. I'm telling you right now, Miami Heat is in the championship. Boston, they just ain't got it this year. They got. It's something ain't clicking there. It's like a wheel with a chip on the end. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes good until it hits that bump. You know what I mean? Like that's how Boston is right now. And Boston, they have the talent, yes. They got the skill players, yes. But I don't think it's happening. I think Jimmy Bucket's gonna give. Now, will it be a 7-game series? Yeah, I give you that. Jimmy will take off 3 games, but he'll be on for 4 games. You know what I mean? So Jimmy Buckets, man, all day. Hey.
No, I don't. I totally disagree.
Man,
Miami is a sleeper.
No. Miami ain't no sleeper.
They are a sleeper.
You just was sleep on them.
No, they are. I told you. If y'all listen, anybody paying attention to our podcast, go back and listen to maybe 3-4 episodes ago. I said Miami was going to be a sleeper team. I give Miami a chance.
But Miami ain't no sleeper though.
However, my view has changed now that I know Jaylen Brown is back in playing for Boston. And look, I love everything about Jimmy Buckets. I love everything about him. He came from the bottom to the top. I mean, he's a true definition of what it means to work hard and put in the effort and it pays off. I was watching something on TikTok today and how he was talking about how he appreciates his journey because he never been in a winning situation to where he won a championship or anything. So he had to earn every single thing that he gets, and that's how he got his competitive edge. Because everybody, he said he didn't even think he's gonna make it to the NBA, but for him to be the type of caliber player he is now, leading the team in the playoffs, and being that forefront leader, I think he's well deserving of anything that he accomplishes in the NBA.
So you didn't know all that information, and you still said it was a sleeper.
No, listen,
That's
but this is the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
Because Miami has to fight so hard to get to where they at, especially with the injuries that they got, and plus the fact that Jimmy Butler's hurt now. I think once they beat the Knicks. I think Boston is just going to be a little bit too much for them to handle because they had to fight so hard to get to where they're at now.
I mean, Boston dealing with injuries too now.
I don't know, but they're not as severe as Miami because they got Miami's lost Hero, one of the 3-point shooter, and if Jimmy can't be the Jimmy before he had that ankle injury, it's going to be tough for them to win again.
Well, I'm put it like this: Jimmy is a baller. straight
love Jimmy.
dog.
I love everything about Jimmy.
He got enough time to heal from that. And you never know. Hero might be back when they play Boston.
Hero gone.
For the rest of the season?
Hero is gone.
For the rest of the season.
Look it up.
For the rest of the season.
Look it up.
He must have had surgery.
Nah, look it up. I think he tore something. I'm almost positive. Look it up.
I got look.
While you looking, I'm gonna say this. Boston going against who are they going against again?
What you mean? Right now, 76ers.
Right now, the 76ers.
Yeah.
Now, the way how do you win MVP and get blown out at home? Or in Boston, how you get blown out by 30-some points?
Well, 76ers, I think the Lakers might get blown out. This is a different conversation, but I think the Lakers might get blown out tonight.
No.
I mean, because they did what they were supposed to do. They went in there and they got home field.
Well, it's going to depend on what Steve Kerr does to counterpunch what they did against Steph. By putting that long body on Steph and follow him around the court all night. Yeah. If they can get Steph loose regularly and Steph can hit down shots early and get people involved, then it's going to probably be a blowout. But AD finally showed up, which we talked about consistency. If he can do that throughout the whole series, because there's nobody on the Warriors team that's going to be able to stop AD if he's invested offensively.
So, like I said, when Tyler Hero gets back.
What's happened to him? What happened to him?
It broke his middle finger.
Yeah. So how you going to shoot?
What you mean? It's on his... Matter of fact. Let me see. Let me make sure.
Yeah, make sure.
Let me make sure.
Make sure. I think it's on the shooting hand.
So, he broke his middle finger and ring finger on his shooting hand.
Okay.
Yeah, like somebody can't play through that.
How you going to shoot?
But you just flick of the wrist. You just gotta cuff the ball.
Yeah,
he just ain't gonna be able.
He gonna flick that wrist, and the time that ball goes to the right, when they can't go straight, they go like, "Come on, just come on out that game."
Nah. But he gonna be out for 4 weeks.
That's
4 weeks.
That's not gonna be good enough.
So
that's not gonna be good enough, man.
So he's already been out. Well, I'm saying 4 weeks. Like it's already been. What, a week?
Yeah, but that's not gonna be good enough.
But I'm just saying it's a possibility of him coming back. You were saying he's not. He ain't out. But my thing is this: Miami Heat all day wins the East. That's it. Boston gonna have to make it out of the series with 76ers.
They will.
Why you playing?
They will.
Like, cause really the 76ers just had a bad game. They was out of sync. They didn't act like they really wanted to play. Joel Embiid just won MVP.
And that should have been the reason they should have won that game.
Nah, he was out partying. He was partying with his friends.
Part of the reason they lost,
Yeah.
James Harden wasn't James Harden in game one.
Oh, nah.
He was.
No. I can tell you that. Yeah. But
I don't know what happened.
They went in there with the mindset of, we got one, and we're going to go take it back to Philly.
But But see, that's the mind frame. If that's the case, that's the mind frame. I never.
Nah, they wanted to win, but I don't think they came in with the same enthusiasm as game one and energy as game one.
That's my point. That's a totally different. I don't know, atmosphere, because you went from dominating game one without Joel Embiid and then get blown out by 30-some points. Yeah, and that's
you telling me
there's that's a totally mental collapse, and that's not mental toughness or strength at all.
But I'm saying, like, you telling me that Boston is 30 points better than 76ers? What you trying to say?
What they did the other day.
Well, I'm just saying, but you like on an even playing field, both teams coming in intact and mindset on the game. You telling me that they're 30 points better?
I think Boston is significantly, but not significantly, but I think they are a better team overall.
How many points better though?
I don't know.
Huh?
At least 30 points, because they won by some 30 points.
See what I'm saying? Like, hey, Boston is not 30 points better than 76ers.
I think they're significantly better. I think they're better than 76ers.
Okay, all right.
They're the more complete team. They've been together the longest. They played together the longest.
Okay.
They came from the championship.
You say team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You might have that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, one-on-ones. Who would you take? Embiid or about Al Horford? I was just
One-on-one, of course. Come on,
I'm
man.
just saying. I'm making my point here.
Of course, one-on-one, we're going to take Embiid.
I'm making my point.
Of course, we're going to take Embiid.
All right, so would you pick Marcus Smart or James Harden?
But that's not a fair matchup.
I'm just saying.
That's not a fair matchup.
That's not a fair matchup.
Because that's not the same. They're not the Marcus Smart.
I just said
Marcus Smart is more of a point guard. James Harden is not the point guard, although he can play point guard.
James Harden, if you was looking at the game and the post game, said his position on the team is a point guard. That's why he's not scoring as many points, because they talked about it for the season that he needs to average around 20 points, but he needs to get
he was 4 for 15 the last game. He's getting
shots.
I'm
just saying.
He's getting shots.
I'm just saying. That's what the man said.
What I mean?
The man said, "Hey,
that's no excuse.
This is my
That's
position."
no excuse. That's no excuse.
So you just made it even more valid.
That's no excuse.
When you said Marcus Smart.
That's no excuse.
I'm just saying, you just made my point even more valid.
He is not a point guard.
Bro,
he's
cool.
a point guard.
It's cool. It's fine.
He's not a point guard.
It's fine, man.
He can say he's a point guard, but he don't play like a point guard.
It's fine, man. All right, so we're gonna break it on down. All right, so would you take Maxey or Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown, easily.
To be honest, I'd take Maxey.
Oh my!
Hey, I was just saying.
Oh my God!
Who's outshining who though?
Between those two players, Jaylen Brown easily, bro.
So who? But in the series,
Maxey is more.
And I'm saying in the
Maxey
series,
is a role or bench player in the starting lineup. He's really not a starter.
I'm saying, but who outshine who?
Jaylen Brown.
All right, so you just going off the last game.
No, overall.
If you looked at the first game,
I'm talking about overall.
Who brought it home?
Overall.
Who brought it home?
Of course, he got a steal for that.
No. He not just got a steal. If you look at the last 8 possessions of that game, who brought it home?
The steal wasn't even nobody's fault. The inbounder threw it straight to him.
I ain't even talking about the steal.
But I'm just saying, but look, you pinpointing one specific time.
I'm pinpointing one specific time.
You asking
the last 8 possessions.
Listen, but you're asking individually, player to player. So if we're talking about that, are you talking about the whole season or all that?
No. We're just talking about the series.
We're just
talking about the series.
Anybody can put together
all the regular season. That's out in the book.
But I'm just saying,
anybody can play.
Anybody in the playoffs that's starting now can put together a couple of games in a row. That don't mean they dominant. Jaylen Brown has been more consistent.
I didn't say. I said in this series.
Jaylen Brown, man.
And you only played 2 games.
Jaylen Brown.
Okay, all right.
Jaylen Brown.
I'll let you have that.
Because the thing about it is they're tied 1-1. So when Boston was beating their tail, guess what they did? Philadelphia put their players to the bench, and Boston put their players to the bench. Because that was it.
Okay. So overall, who is the best player in the series?
In the series, I don't know about that one.
Okay, it ain't Jason Tatum.
No, Jason Tatum ain't been Tatum of
he had 7 points last game.
No, it ain't Tatum. No, it ain't Tatum.
So who is the best player in this series?
To me, it's nobody. There's nobody that's standing out.
What you mean nobody? It's
ain't
nobody.
Somebody.
If you had to do,
Boston is going to win the series.
If you had 1 to 10, who would be the number 1 player?
So you're trying to make me say Max, and I'm not gonna say
that.
No.
I ain't saying Max is the number 1 player.
Who is the number 1 player?
I was just talking about that's easy. Embiid.
He didn't even play the first game.
He's the best player in this series.
He didn't even play the first game.
I said who's the best player in the series.
I don't think he's the best player in the series.
Played this game.
So
who's the best player?
Okay, I'll give you the best player in the series, but the series. First of all, the series not over, and second of all, he only played 1 game, so I can't give him that much. He might be the best player coming into the series, but he ain't been the best player in the series.
So who been the best player in the series then?
Nobody. It's been a total team effort. And nobody's standing out right now between those 2 teams in that series.
I'm gonna put it like this: if James Harden wouldn't have had a rough game,
then I might have given it to him.
Yeah.
I might have given it to him.
Game 1, he was the best player.
He was.
Game 2, I can't really pinpoint who y'all best player was.
But that's what I'm saying. That because Boston as a team is the more complete team right
Because
now.
y'all had a lot of people that you wouldn't expect. Good point. But that's why I say when Boston goes to Philadelphia, it's gonna be different because role players pay better.
That is a true statement. However,
so and when you say team, I want to see how that team gonna react when they be in Philadelphia.
I think you're gonna see a different Jason Tatum.
I hope so because I just don't like it. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it, man. It's just something that just it hits me in the wrong way because like you supposed to be balling and stuff like that, which I always said Jaylen Brown was the heart and the soul of that team.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I always said that.
I agree.
So if Jaylen Brown was out, most definitely they would lose.
I would agree with that too.
Yeah, but
I would agree with that too.
You know what?
Boston.
I'm gonna say this.
Make it make sense.
No. It's gonna make a lot of sense.
Make it make sense.
If 76ers win, or even if they split at home, they gonna win the series.
I don't agree with that.
They gonna win the series.
I don't agree with that.
Even if they split, they gonna win the series. Because they have shown the ability that they can beat Boston in Boston. And they've shown the ability that Embiid can just go off whenever. Embiid can win a game. Give me somebody on the Celtics that can win a game.
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I mean, Jaylen Brown good. I give him that.
No.
But if you get down to the nitty gritty and it's one game, Jason Tatum like a seesaw.
This is the only way I believe 76ers will win. If Embiid is on the perimeter too much, giving Al Horford a chance to just stand out there and contest shots instead of making them play defense in the post, then I would agree with you. But if Embiid get down there and bully Al Horford to make Al Horford work to where other members of Boston's bench.
How old is Al Horford? Like 53?
He's old, man. But if he can get Al Horford in the foul trouble and make other players come off the bench to guard him, then yes, I will agree with you. But if Embiid stays on the perimeter too much, and it makes it easy for Al Horford, and all Al Horford has to do is just guard him with a hand up, I think Boston, because what it's going to do is open up the floor for the Boston Celtics to get defensive rebounds because there's nobody else down low that's going to be able to get rebounds like that.
So who you think is the X factor for Boston?
The X factor is going to be if Marcus Smart can play defense without fouling.
Man, he was 2 seconds away from being a dirty player.
I think
he did some outlandish stuff.
I think he can go a little bit overboard, but I think
some outlandish stuff.
I think he's calmed down over the years. I think everybody sees his effort.
You better watch the first 3 games.
No, I'm just saying. I think he does do a little acting like everybody does. But
if he come in and his hair colored green, I know it's gonna be over with. They gonna be doing the most. I already know who the X factor is for Philadelphia. That's Maxey.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I think if he has a great game, if he has a great game, which is different from Boston, I can say this, which is different from Boston. If Embiid, Harden, and Maxey have a great game, 76ers win. But if Boston, if Jason Tatum have a great game and Jaylen Brown have a bad game, they lose. If Jaylen Brown have a great game and Jason Tatum have a bad game, they lose.
Well, I'm going to tell you who's going to be more your X factor for the 76ers.
Who?
The consistency of James Harden. James Harden can't go 4 for 15 or whatever he was in game 2 like he did.
Well, you know what? Know what's crazy though? Has he ever been like really efficient?
Cause
you think about it, all the other teams he was at, he had a lot of shots.
Well, yeah, he had a lot of shots, but I think he
It all reminded me of like Kobe a little bit. Kobe wasn't like efficient. He was just like he had a lot of shots. Like he was like I'd rather shoot the ball.
Nah,
You shoot the ball. more percentage of me making it.
I think that was earlier when the Lakers were struggling. Whenever Shaq left, and then they went that 2 or 3 year period when it was just him on the team. Really, I think that part I can agree with. But I think later on in his career, after he got Paul Gasol and all, I think he was a little bit more efficient. But I can go with that. But that after Shaq left, it was Kobe's like,
well, he had to get the ball up because they were paying Shaq $100 million.
I'm like, give me that. I don't care what y'all give me that. But now, but consistency from James Harden is going to be because even though he put up a lot of shots in Houston, he might have a stretch a game or 2 or 3 or 4 where he might not be consistent, but he had 4 or 5, 6 games where he was putting up points. Yeah, because he even won a scoring title one of those years. So I think he just
not just because you won a scoring title don't mean you efficient.
No, but I'm just saying he can get buckets. Is my point. Oh, he's not doing
that. Ain't his role. That's what I was saying.
But it needs to be.
Well, that's something that they got together and said that's what they're gonna do.
Because I mean, as well as kept, Embiid can get you buckets, but there's gonna be some days that he gets comfortable with a jump shot and it's not falling.
If James Harden wear a dress, he gonna ball. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Look,
you see that outfit he had on?
Bro, I cannot explain it. I don't even.
It was just like everything was unfinished.
Bro, I don't understand it, bro.
Like his pants was like just unfinished. Like, it was like, oh yeah, we not.
I don't even know what these jokers be coming up with. I don't.
I mean, it's out topic, but it's like, hey, we gonna stop hemming these up and just gonna sell them to you. like that's so if he balling. Just see what outfit he gonna wear, and then I gonna tell you what the game gonna be. if he wear a dress, hey, well, you might went to the Boston, but pack it up,
bro.
I'll tell you right now, pack it up. But I do think Miami gonna make it out the East. I think that's
Boston.
Just, it is what it is. To be honest, depending on how these next 2 games go, Boston might even make it out of this. Now, do they got an intern or a coach?
No, that's the head coach now.
The head coach now?
Mm-hmm.
This is first year, right?
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna fire him his first year, but
he's doing great, man. He took over and just
Is he really? I mean, like,
yeah.
Think about it. Like they have the talent, so I mean, like, they had the same talent for about 3 years or so now.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
but he's implementing some good things there, man. He's created a culture that.
Man, you can tell from the last conversation we had. It don't matter what the coach is or whatever. If you win a championship and you ain't back win a championship, you gonna get fired.
But that's a bad culture in the game itself. Just period. Don't nobody have any loyalty no more. It's what have you done for me lately?
What has Boston done for me lately?
They only what 3 years removed from the NBA Finals. Well, no, they went to the finals last year. So
Did they win? Did they win?
No, but I'm just saying they could build upon that.
Okay,
they could build upon that.
I just saying they won.
They could build upon that, man.
I mean, OKC went, right?
But they didn't stay together though either.
Because they didn't what? They didn't. It started the W.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's just what I'm saying.
In the middle of that.
That's but look at all the teams.
Uh-huh.
All the teams that's won over the last several years. There's been a core of people that stayed together for a period of time, and they was able to sustain and win. That's always been the winners. Most outside of having great talent and great teams, that core has been able to stay together. Look at all the championships over the last several years. Yeah. They had a core of people that stayed together, and that's how you win championships. That's how you build camaraderie and team. And just look at all the teams that's always struggling to get back. They always starting over.
I'm gonna break it down to you, right?
Make it make sense.
This might
make it make sense.
This might give you a run for your money. All right, so we'll go back. Let's see. Let me pick a year. Probably about 3-4 years ago, Toronto won.
Mm-hmm.
They had Kawhi. Where did Kawhi come from? The Spurs?
Yes, but they had
that year, right?
Well, didn't
yes. He was a core piece, right?
No.
He wasn't a core piece.
Listen,
but he was the reason why they won.
However, didn't they have a Lowry there that's been there for a Van Vliet that's been there for a while? Yes. But that's the core.
But
Leonard was a piece that added to the value of what they were already doing.
But who was the reason why they won?
That's right. But my point is
And
the
that
core.
he didn't add value. He pretty much took over.
My point was the core, not who was the
All right,
reason
so
why.
all right, so let's go to the next one. Lakers, when they won, Anthony Davis and LeBron. That was what, first year? No, wait.
No, that wasn't the second. No.
No, LeBron was there first year, and they had like what that boy? They got two left knees. Low. The boy from what they call it? The baller. Him and I can't think of his name.
Oh my goodness.
LeVar. There you go.
LeVar Ball.
Yeah, his son, Lonzo Ball. I think that's his name. So they had him and all those, and Kuzma and all them, right? So they lost, right? So next year they trade all those pieces to get AD, right? Did they have a core?
But
Was that core there? I'm just going over. I'm just recollecting right now. I'm just like, was that core?
Let's be real.
Well, I'm just saying, like, because they gave up everybody except LeBron.
Let's be real.
What?
Let's be real.
All right, now
We played in a.
I see you do that index finger.
We played in a. We played in a shortened season, a COVID season. Anybody could have won.
Core.
Anybody could have won that one. Anybody could have won
you
that.
You said
season.
core. I'm just spitting facts.
Well, I'm just saying, like, okay, let's put it like this.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at the whole thing. So if you want to compare a shortened season to where there was barely a team put together, we want to talk about the 1999 season when it was a short season, when it was a lockout and they only played like 40 some odd games. Anybody could have won it. So who was in that championship? It was the Knicks and the Spurs. The Knicks and the Spurs.
See, if you were talking about maybe,
I'm just saying,
Golden State versus
anybody
could have
won. Anybody could have won the championship.
Core. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I was just testing your facts there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because those teams didn't. It wasn't together.
There's always an exception to the rule, man. There's always one or two, but majority of the teams that won the championship over the last several years have
10 years.
Yeah, they have core people that's been there for a long period of time.
So 10 years.
Yes.
All right. Name 4 teams that have been together that won the championship that's been together for a long period of time as a core.
Four of them go to State off the rip.
I said 4 teams. I ain't say 4 championships.
But you said the last 10 years, Golden State got 4 of them out of the 10. Golden State got 4 of them already.
They got 4?
Yeah.
How many championships?
They won 3 out of 4 when they went against Cleveland, and then they won last year.
They did win last year.
Yeah, so I mean, so they got 4 out of the 6.
All right, so name
4 out of the 10.
Name the other one. It's 14.
And then Cleveland.
Okay, that's.
And then Miami, that was it.
Well, Miami wasn't together.
Yes, they had been at that time. When they,
last,
that last.
What? Hold up. 10 years, 13. No, they didn't win the championship.
Who was that? That even further proves my point. It was Dallas, right?
No.
Who was it?
Nah, I'm not gonna help you.
but even if I can't remember the team who won,
hold on. So
whoever won had a core piece.
I'm gonna help you out. All right. So your name what? How many your name? What's your name?
It was Cleveland. Cleveland. Golden State. Oh my goodness. Dang, who is it?
Okay, I'm gonna help you out. The Spurs.
Spurs won?
The Spurs beat.
Oh yeah, beat Miami.
Yeah, beat Miami.
Yes. Yeah. So all those teams.
That's 3.
Yeah, but in the last 10 years, that's it.
What you mean? It ain't 3 teams that done won in the last 10 years. There's been more than 3.
The only other team that won is Toronto.
Yeah, but they that's not classified as a core because of Kawhi.
But they have a core pieces that been there. Kyle Lowry and Van Vliet and those guys been there. It was that Siakam had been there.
So, question. So, you know what Toronto was called for the last 4 years before that? LeBronto. You know what I'm saying? Like so, you know, I classify that as, yeah, you could say people that was on the team, but really it was just Kawhi, to be honest.
Kawhi, they say
Kawhi
that
went on one of the most luckiest runs known to mankind.
But that's just because of the kind
Because
of
he
player
wouldn't
he
even won.
is.
He wouldn't even won then. Only reason he won then because Clay got hurt, KD got hurt. You know what I'm saying? When they played in the finals.
Still, my point, even if that was the case and Golden State won, they still have core people that been there to win.
No. I was still saying 14, but you can.
Oh look,
It's cool.
I can't remember every single thing, man.
It's fine.
But
if it
the
was
only
MJ,
point,
you remember it.
the only point I'm
How many
making,
championships MJ won?
that's easy. Everybody knows that.
Okay then. Man.
but the point I'm trying to make.
How many years he lost?
The only point, 0.
No, hey, well, y'all got you there.
The only point I'm trying to make is most teams, I'd say a good 90% more than that, probably 95 to 98% of the teams over the last several years. You can go back the last 20 years. Always had 1 or 2 or 3 players that's been together that held the team together and they've been able to win. They might have added a piece in Toronto case Kawhi to win, but that's just a common theme in championship teams.
Well, I don't think you think Kawhi gonna give him another championship.
Who?
Kawhi.
Not in LA.
I don't think the Clippers ever gonna get one.
Not in LA.
They
No.
hyped up the Clippers too much.
Not in LA.
Now, this moves on to our next topic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we head back over to the West.
Who we talking about?
No, that's what I'm about to bring up. So, which person that I'm about to name, there's 2 people, would it be more influential to win a 5th ring? Steph, or LeBron?
Whew.
You heard what Stephen A. Smith said. If Steph wins another one, he taking LeBron off of Mount Rushmore.
I ain't going that far.
Yeah, I thought you were just talking.
Yeah, I ain't going that. You know, and I'm a LeBron appreciator. I'm not necessarily a LeBron fan, but I'm not going that far. That's too much. Now, you know what would be a better question?
What?
Will Steph, if he wins the championship, or is he already in the conversation as being a top? He said? Stephen A. said a Mount Rushmore of basketball.
He ain't in my thought.
I don't think so either. No. But I don't think you can put him.
He has it. He's the greatest shooter of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But he hasn't dominated. Like, he shoots great and do all that, but if you look at a span of who's dominated the league, like MJ's. If you want to bring up Tim Duncan and all them, you got the Kobe and Shaq era, and then between that you really got just the LeBron era, right? And a lot of people be like, well, why you say LeBron era if KD, Steph, and all them beat him? I was like, well, didn't they have to team up to beat him? You had to team up to beat the best player. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
that was tragedy.
You know, well, I'm just saying that, like, one finals, the man was by himself.
Yeah.
Like, Gilbert Arenas said something I seen probably about 2 days ago. I seen a video. He was like, you never see LeBron, because when LeBron came in the league, LeBron was a pass first guy. He's trying to win rings, right? He's trying to, be on a Mount Rushmore. He's not there for himself, right? He's trying to, the goal is to win rings, right? So when he get on the court, he's trying to make the right play to whoever the win, right? You ain't never seen a selfish LeBron. But in that case, Kevin Love went down and Kyrie Irving went down.
They're in the first chapter, yeah.
So that's probably the only few times you will ever see a selfish LeBron because he had to be. You know what I mean? So 100%. And he averaged 39, 13, and 5. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he had to in that situation. He had no other choice.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you would never see him in that type of setting because he had to be selfish. So he was pushed to that point of having to be in that position. So that breaks it down even more. That's why I say that ending part with LeBron, like even with that, Steph falls up under that umbrella because nobody was trying to beat Steph. Everybody was trying to beat LeBron. So if you look at who you trying to beat and who you trying to measure up to, because he went to the finals 8 straight times, you know what I mean? You know you got to beat him. So if you got to team up with somebody else to beat him, that means who is the man? Him.
I see what you're saying.
That's very factual.
I kind of agree. When it comes to Steph, though, I think he was a game changer.
Yeah, like he's the greatest shooter of all time. But he's not. He didn't dominate a decade. He didn't dominate.
No, he didn't. He definitely didn't do that.
Like, but that's not. You also bringing in 2 different type of players too, because he's just a shooting guard. He's not like a. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he wasn't the face of the NBA.
Yeah, I think Steph was just a great shooter. He's an influencer in a way to where if you go to a game, you got kids shooting 3-pointers like him now. I just coached a little league, these third and fourth graders, and I'm trying to teach them. No, we had a pretty good record. We had a pretty good record. Listen, we had a pretty good record. We
fire the coach, fire the man, fire.
Listen. We started off 5-0.
Okay.
We started off 5-0. The problem with the kids, they were listening at first because they were winning, but then when I loosened up a little bit because we were winning, and now to start letting them just do what they wanted to do, they were shooting threes like Steph Curry. They and I was trying to tell them, like, look, your form is not going to develop right because you're trying to shoot balls way from where you can shoot. Your range is not from way back there.
Yeah,
you need to shoot up here to develop your skill but that's what Steph Curry has done to the game. He has made everybody think they're Steph Curry.
I'm about to say, how you gonna relate 3rd, 4th grade shooting game to Steph Curry? I was wondering how you gonna do that.
But see, that's where the game is going. So, and even if you start from the little league all the way up to high school, that's what the game is turned into. So that's the kind of influence Steph has got brought to the game.
But I mean, AI influenced the game too. But he was up on it.
And
Kobe.
But he didn't.
That's why I was saying, like, he won't be on the Mount Rushmore because that's like you got top tier 1, he in top tier 2.
AI influenced the game in a different way. He influenced the game as far as the hip hop and the culture and that guy, but he didn't change the game like Steph doing the way the 3-point game has changed. Everybody's shooting 3-pointers now like Steph. You know, I mean, even Jordan Poole, who took a bad shot.
I don't say it was a bad shot.
I think it was a bad shot.
It wasn't a bad shot.
He was wide open, but he could have got a better shot with 10 seconds left.
But he's been shooting it all season.
Yeah, but that was a bad shot in that situation. That was
shooting all season.
He had a wide open lane. He could at least took one dribble,
if
or
made it, we would say the same thing.
It still would have been a bad shot. Just because you can make good shots. I mean, you can make a shot and it still be a bad shot. Okay. Remember the shot Steve Kerr was like, like this when Steph Curry was doing all the dribbling. He shot up and he did like and made it in. He's like, oh my God. So that was a bad shot too. So you can still make bad shots. That's another talk. We'll talk about that. Jordan Poole is another. But I think Steph, Steph he's dominated the season because of the shooting, because nobody had seen it before. So when he was starting shooting the long distance threes on a consistent basis, I think he dominated that period of time. Like you said, I agree with you. He didn't dominate it over a decade or nothing. It was nobody really feared.
I mean, even you talking about regular season, like nobody cares about regular season, so he could.
Even still, but even
I mean, I get it. Like he made a big impact.
That's what I'm saying.
On that season, yes.
But during that period of time,
he still was up on. It's kind of like you being at home up on that shelter. You know that the shelter, ain't gonna let no rain come down or whatever. You know that the shelter is really the man, right? So like you still up under that umbrella. You know
but he was doing it. We wouldn't be having this conversation if he was doing it over a period of time. So, over the 10-year period that you're talking about, like LeBron James did. But the thing about it is, Steph early.
How long Steph been in the league?
He's 35 at least. 13, 10, 12, 13, something like that. The thing about it is, early on in his career, he had a lot of ankle injuries, and it was like, okay, here's a potential player, but his ankle injuries might not get him. He might not reach his potential. But ever since he got over that hump with the ankle injuries and developed his shot the way he's shooting the way it is now, you have to give him that credit where credit is due. Like, okay, he is pretty good over that period of time where he won the MVP.
But he's not coming up. I'm not putting him on my Mount Rushmore.
Oh no, I agree. He's not definitely not Mount Rushmore. But he has not been dominant for 10, 12 years. But that particular time when they won the first couple of championships, he was probably the best. I wouldn't necessarily say the best player, but he was in the conversation one of the best players in the league.
I mean, if I had to put him in there, and like just the name, whatever, I'd probably take out Kobe.
Oh no! Oh,
I'd probably have to take out Kobe. Oh my goodness! You know what I mean? Like Kobe is the same as Michael. So you gotta take out Kobe. You gotta put somebody else in there. I mean, I understand you would do that too, but
on a Mount Rushmore, you would take Kobe off and put Steph on?
No, I'm just saying if I had to. Like if I had to take one and switch on that. I couldn't. I wouldn't take MJ. So I had to be Kobe because Kobe was like MJ. He was a reincarnation of MJ. He did the same thing MJ did. So,
ladies and gentlemen,
he just was one short.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you know what I mean?
The podcast is about to be renamed Mr. Mann's Sports Podcast. Because this man right here just gave me.
I'm just
this
saying.
Man just gave.
I'm just saying. I take one out to be Kobe.
Oh,
I mean, I know you would do the same thing too. You know what I mean? I know you would.
You are crazy.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
ain't no way in the world.
So honest.
I'm not taking Kobe off.
So who would you take out then?
I'm not taking.
You can't take out MJ. You can't take off LeBron. You can't take off Wilt Chamberlain. You can't take off Bill Russell.
Yes, so I can take off Wilt Chamberlain.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I'm not.
No, you can't.
There's nowhere in nobody's book.
No, you can't.
Nobody's book who's putting Steph Curry over Kobe Bryant.
Ain't nobody in the world that's got a right mind putting them over Wilt Chamberlain.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. Bro.
No, they wouldn't, man.
You know what?
What?
Can we do a poll? Can we do a live? Not what? Can we do a poll some kind of way?
Yeah. We can do a poll.
Can we do a poll, producer? Can we create a poll and figure out? Let's do a week's poll and ask about Kobe Bryant or Wilt Chamberlain on the Mount Rushmore. Who would they put? And if they put Wilt Chamberlain over Kobe Bryant, I will promise I would never bring that. I would never bring Kobe Bryant name up again in this podcast. I would never do it.
I'm just saying.
And then if they do it, I'm gonna say y'all are the sorriest people in the world because I would never put Kobe Bryant off the list over Wilt Chamberlain.
But you can't have two people that's got the same pretty much style, and you know what I mean. You got to put different people up there.
I don't care.
MJ and Kobe, and you know what I mean.
I do. I'm not.
So it's like the same person. So you got to take one of them down. It's kind of like having twins. You only can take one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mr. Mann Sports Podcast.
Well, I was just saying you got to take Kobe. So Kobe in your top 5?
Kobe definitely in my top 5.
He ain't in the top 5.
He is in my top 5. Yes, he is.
He's 5.
He'll probably be my 5. He'll probably be my 5.
I'll put you on the spot.
He'll probably be my 5.
What's your top 5?
I hate to say it. He'll probably be in my 5, as much as I love Kobe.
Yeah, so that you'd be the first one to go.
He'll be in my 5.
I just made a point, y'all. I just made a point. He'd be the first one to go. He'd be the first one to go.
Mine are.
No disrespect, Kobe, but he'd be the first one to go.
Yeah. I cannot put.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. I know we ain't talked about it. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who your first top 5?
As much as I hate to admit it, LeBron James.
Okay, that's obvious.
Michael Jordan.
It's obvious. It's obvious. I'm just saying.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
LeBron, Michael Jordan.
I think it's quite possible to actually do a poll. You know, just have Kobe and Jordan. Have people put a 1 and also a 0 in the comments there.
We can do a poll? Okay.
Yeah. We'll do it.
We'll do a poll.
We'll do that.
Oh my God!
All right, but yeah. So you got LeBron. You got who else?
Magic Johnson.
No, you said MJ.
Well, it's not in the order. This is just my 5.
Okay.
MJ, Magic Johnson
at 3.
Bill Russell.
Okay.
Then Kobe.
You just don't like Wilt Chamberlain. I got you. But
no.
So who would you switch out and put Steph in?
None of them.
None of them?
None of them.
None of them?
No.
Well, Kobe gotta go then. That's his man. That's Kobe. Kobe gotta go then, man. Like,
Ain't no way.
I'm sorry to
Ain't
say.
no way.
I'm sorry to say.
Ain't
Kobe,
no way.
Kobe gotta go.
No, sir.
I mean, like, 'cause you can't have two of the same people in there.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
You can.
Like-
Well, it's
like-
my top 5, so I can have him when I want to.
Well, yeah. I mean, you are totally right about that. But that's just my thing. So that's something else we're gonna do. All right. So we have a double poll for y'all. So running top 5 is who?
Magic, MJ, LeBron, Kobe, and Bill.
All right. So y'all heard him. All right. So Mr. Man, that's his top 5.
The Mr.
If
Man
y'all-
Sports Show.
If y'all had to replace one of his top 5 with Steph Curry, who would y'all replace with? Make sure y'all comment down below and make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, follow.
The Mr. Man Sports.
Hey. This guy right here.
This man.
He hated that Kobe thing. Man. He hated that Kobe. He was like, oh, Lord have mercy. But y'all make sure y'all like, follow, share, and subscribe. Hey, man, we going at it. We're going strong. We got a lot of things coming up.
We
got a lot of
appreciate
new
y'all,
things
man.
coming up. So, hey, make sure y'all keep out and keep watching us. And we're going to go from there. We out.
Stay tuned.
Yo.
Man to man. Yo, what up, everyone?
Yo.
We want to thank y'all for tuning in with another episode of the Man to Man Sports Podcast. We appreciate the love and support. Y'all keep checking in with us. Stay tuned. We love y'all. Keep God first. Man to man.
Yo.